No, we just present we just presented the map in the same place twice to say two different things. And the game didn't say what I first thought I should say. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. You just solved two different problems the same way twice. Done what? Made a crucial mistake. A crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes? Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. The place you you claim to have taken a photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you try to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. Ah! That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. I said that ages ago. Ah! I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not so high at all. Yes, it is. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story! You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah! Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. No! Order! Order in the court, what's the meaning of all this ballyhoo? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in the stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. Unreliable testimony. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Mr. Judge. Oh, this is Melissa, my bad. What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Unreliable testimony. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Miss Faye, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yeah, especially you, Edgeworth. You and Von Karma and also the other Von Karma. Yeah, no one's perfect, Edgeworth. Yes indeed, quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive, divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. Are you high? Unreliable witness, Judge. What? That's not fair. Ha! Save the tears for later. Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial is over. Now is the time to go forward. What? But that wasn't fair. Okay, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in the... How do you know it's broken? So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha! Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're going to have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Well, witness! Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk. Because there were marks left on the trunk lid. Wait, you could see that? I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. What? Let me see that photo. It's true. These certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Fey, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. Alright, let me save. How could she have seen those marks? She couldn't see the car. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? It doesn't work! Wait a minute, hold on. I'll buy it, it doesn't work. Is there a contradiction in there somewhere? No? No, I think the trunk is broken open. But I don't think that's the problem. Like, should I click the... I don't know, let me click this. I think I do buy it, actually. Something about it still doesn't feel right, but... yeah, okay, I guess I'm satisfied, sort of. I hope this has cleared up any doubts. Indeed, I believe it has. Hey, this is no time to play around. Huh? Overlooking such a huge contradiction, what am I going to do with you? So that wasn't my imagination after all. Just a minute! What is it now, Miss Fey? I've got a big problem with what this witness said. No, I don't, actually. Not with what she said, but with the... Right, there's nothing wrong with what she said. It's like, it's how she knew. That's the problem. What she said was not wrong. I'd appreciate it if you didn't change your mind every 5 seconds. Yeah, no, I don't... Hold on, let me like, load this. Melissa Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. Nani? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Yeah, no. She said that there were scratches on the trunk that shows that he broke into the trunk. All of that is correct. The only problem is, how does she know? And the game was like, is there any problem with what she said? Well, no. Not what she said. Anyway, it's semantics. Finally! I finally got her! Ha! I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Fey explained herself. Your Honor! There's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was... She happened to be passing by. She put the corpse in herself. She is the owner of the car. Wait a minute. She's the owner of the car? She put the corpse in herself? She happened to be passing by, that's not it. She put the corpse in herself? No, but how would she have taken the photo? She's the owner of the car. Because the stolen car actually belonged to her. That doesn't seem to make sense. That's why she knew about the scratches. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Frankly, Your Honor, after hearing a pathetic response like that, I have to question whether or not such a pathetic lawyer should even exist. Did you hear that, Miss Fey? I believe Mr. Edgeworth has called you a knucklehead. Yeah, no, hold on, wait a minute. She put the corpse in herself? How could she have put the corpse in herself? That doesn't make any sense. There's only one way the witness has a chance to see those scratches. Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. That doesn't make any sense. How did she take the photo and then stuff the corpse in? The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was... Melissa Foster! It was you that did it, wasn't it? Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Wait. That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Falls had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. What? What? But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means that the key would have still been in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would never have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Falls that put the body in the trunk. Why? He could still have done it. Oh. Preposterous to even suggest that the witness put the body in there. If that were true, then how do you explain the photo that she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. And we already know that at the time she was taking the photographs. Yeah, no, there's a timer. There's a tripod and timer. Now's your chance, Mia! Finish this thing. But why would she do that? First of all, the scratches could have been from anywhere. It doesn't necessarily have to be from that time. Why would she... Is she... Okay, I guess she's in on it. She's with the defendant. And together the two of them are murdering the cop. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at this camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture. What are you trying to say then, Miss Fay? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question, we'll also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? Naturally, the witness was right here, I think. Wait, what? Is the spot in the spot where the defendant's car was? Yes, she had to put the body in the trunk before the defendant returned. You don't mind if I ask one teeny weeny question, do you, Miss Fay? Uh-oh, he's got that condescending tone in his voice. If she put the body in the trunk at that time, as you suggest, that must mean that Valerie Hawthorne was already dead at that point, correct? Indeed. Please take a look at the top of Dusky Bridge. It certainly looks to me like the victim is still alive. Am I mistaken? If Valerie Hawthorne was already dead, then who is this? The mountain is famous for spirits, so maybe you think it was the ghost of the victim. Well, it could have been a spirit. Right? Miss Fay, don't waste the course time with this kind of foolishness. Oh god, come on. Alright, where was she when the murder occurred? Um... I honestly think she was here. I thought she was in the car. Naturally, the windows are standing right here. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Sigh. I don't know. Why? This doesn't make any... How am I supposed to know this? Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? How the hell would I know that? I didn't mean to press there. No, I honestly thought she was with the car. Oh, it ends there, the photo, okay. I mean, then the only other place she could be is on the other side of the bridge. I'm literally just guessing now. Why would she be here? Yeah, no, she's not there. Wait, what? Is there anything that says where she would be? Why is she not here? Oh, was she up here? Why would she be up here? Nope. Let me look at the walkthrough. That doesn't... None of this makes any sense to me. Are you kidding me? No way. Are you kidding me? Why would she be there? There's absolutely no evidence that she was there. Alright, okay. So they killed her, stuffed her in the boot, and then set up the photo. But there's absolutely no evidence for this. There's no evidence for this. None. But that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. There's absolutely no evidence for this. Her hair's not even the same. Order, Miss Fay, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. What? Before the defendant met the victim. How asinine! Of course Miss Falls met with the victim, Mr. Falls. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Yeah, me too. Me too, I have never heard anything more ridiculous. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. that doesn't make any sense. Right, even after they explain it, it still doesn't make any sense. It's the only possible explanation. No, it's not. It's not the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster! Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. What? What? But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in the federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. This is... she's just making things up. This is conjecture. This is what we call conjecture. You are just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? Yeah, you are just making it up. I mean, he asked her to wear the scarf, but that's not conclusive proof that he doesn't recognize her. I've got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. She's making it up. At the time of the incident, Mr. Falls had forgotten what Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. This is conjecture. Ah! It was Mr. Falls who requested that she wear the scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Conjecture. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? Good. No! She fell over. Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. What? Look, I hate her as much as anyone else, but that's conjecture. We have no evidence to support this. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. What? How? How? Your client stole the car at a stoplight, drove the car up the hill, and then got onto the bridge. How did she stuff the... when did she stuff the body in there? In the time it takes him to park the car, get out, get onto the bridge, meet the fake Valerie, get back in the car, drive away, the fake Valerie had enough time to put a dead body in the trunk while they were meeting on the bridge? How? She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. No, the car was stolen at a stoplight. The car wasn't stolen on top of the hill. The car was stolen from a stoplight and drove up here by him. The only question is, why did she do it? Why? Why did she do it? How did she do it? She set up the camera on a timer because she knew exactly what time he would show up. No, come on. No. Nobody believes that. Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. Awful. This story, awful. This does not make any sense at all. No way. There's no way this makes any sense at all.